Lord have mercy. Amad Diallo is literally a get out of jail free card for United at the moment. Manchester United 3, Southampton 1, and it didn't really deserve to be 3-1. 3 goals from Amad Diallo. 2 very well taken goals and 1 very well pressed goal, I guess. They were absolutely poor first half. They were so bad it was ridiculous. To play so well at the Emirates, play so well at Anfield, play so well at the Etihad. I know the Etihad was a while ago, but still. And show that kind of fight and determination. And then just seemingly not perform. And be flat. As flat as they were tonight was a shocking indictment on the difference when the pressure is on for this team. There was no pressure on them to take anything at Anfield, and they got a point, possibly could have got 3. They were seen as the unlikely winners of the FA Cup third round tie between United and Arsenal, and despite going down to 10 men and also having the ref against them, came through it on penalties. But then the pressure mounted onto this game because you have those 2 games. There's now an expectation, and that expectation was that they would perform and they would get the win. It would be clean, it would be easy, and it would fall into place. And it was far from that. Sulemana was, for me, their best player. He completely had Lenny Euro inside and out. It was poor from him tonight, which is a shame. He's just been given a very good winger, basically, I would say. I think Sulemana is a very good winger. He's just in a club that can't defend, clearly. And he's given himself one hell of an audition for any clubs looking to steal a player from Southampton if or when they get relegated. Other than that, there wasn't really much from United. The duo midfield of Ugarte and Mainu looked leggy, which is a shame because they were so good at Anfield and so good at the Emirates. They just got, don't know what it was. Maybe it was an off night. Maybe it was they switched off comparatively to the 2 previous games. I'm not sure. There was nothing from Højlund. I genuinely think Rasmus Højlund is playing his way out of contention of the starter. I think Joshua Zirkzee is actually playing himself very much into that 9 role, or even one of the 10s. But he was very good coming on tonight. He held the ball up nicely, had some good pieces of play. Didn't really have much in terms of the final third side of things, but he did everything right as part of the forward line. And I think he's done really well. Not just tonight. I think he did really well against Arsenal. I think he did really well against Liverpool for the cameo he had for that. Every time he's come on, he's performed. So maybe it might be an option for him to play and start against Brighton. I certainly would consider him. I think that Amad didn't really help Euro with Sulemana, but he's made up for it. I think Anthony came on. How Anthony misses that chance when the ball comes across from Garnacho. And Ali McCoy mentioned it on commentary. Why is he going down to the floor for a simple tap-in? It is a simple tap-in. He doesn't need to stretch for it. It's well within his reach. If he stands up and stretches that slight bit, he doesn't have to stretch to the point where he has to dive into it. So it was very strange for him to go down to the ground to try and get that in, and then he fluffed it and it ended up in the goalkeeper. I think Fernandes looked a frustrated figure because he was trying his best to make things happen and he just wasn't. I think Garnacho was. he didn't have the greatest of games either. There was definitely something missing from this forward line. And you would think that I'm saying all this because we've lost the game again. We've not. We've won 3-1. We're up to 12th. I think you should be happy. But I think that the Amad performance in the last 10 minutes or so papers over a lot of cracks. Like, if it was a papered wall, if it was a wall full of cracks, it would just be full of paper mache, because it was good work from Amad for the first. He worked the space, he got a bit lucky and fired it into the near post. The second is a delightful dink from Eriksson over the top of the defenders, and Amad just makes sure he gets something on it and gets it just past Ramsdale. And then the third is obviously a bad touch from the defender, and Amad capitalising and putting it in the net for his hat-trick. For me, he is man of the match. I don't think anyone else played better in any way, shape or form. The closest was Xerxes. He didn't score, but he did perform, which is good to see. I think he should start against Brighton, definitely. But it's a questionable performance against the bottom side in the Premier League, and they're bottom by a fair distance, and they are statistically the worst Premier League side of all time, as Derby County, who are currently the worst in terms of points by the end of the season, has more points at this stage than Southampton do now. So it will be interesting to see what happens against Brighton. Brighton are no slouches. They will come at us. I think they've won tonight against Ipswich. So we need to take this as, right, there are issues. We will address the issues, but we also need to focus again and go again. There needs to be this constant of, this is every game. Every game is like an FA Cup game. If you lose, you're out. And that's how they've got to perform. I think that it is going to be interesting to see what happens in the Brighton game on the Sunday, and obviously we've got Rangers in the week next week. So it's all go, go, go. I think we've got another. I don't think we've got another break after that. I don't think. Maybe one after the following game at the weekend after the Rangers game. I think there might be another break, but I do think they're a bit weak at the front, and they need to bring in somebody. So whether we do get a few players out in the next week or so and get somebody in, I think there is definitely a need for someone in that front line to cause a bit of disruption, I guess, maybe a bit of quality. I don't think Højlund is showing himself any sort of goodness or desire to be the starter. I just don't think he is. I think Joshua Xerxes is looking a lot better right now. And I've repeated it already 3 times or so on this video alone. I think he starts at Brighton, and trust me, that's the one thing you'll be noticing in my team on Sunday morning. He will be my starter for United. But we'll see how things go. What do you guys think? Is Amad Diallo the best thing since sliced bread, or is he just papering over a lot of cracks in United? I'm a realist. I think they played really poorly and got out of jail through a young lad's stunning performance, and long may it continue from the lad. Like this video if you haven't. Comment with what you want to see on the channel and your opinions on the game. Subscribe if you're new. Until next time, guys. Take care.